Hey, morning. Dan Blackburn here. Hey, I want to give a shout out to every single person out there who's going through the grind. I'm not talking about the grind, like the sexy grind that people talk about, like you got to go out there and make it happen. I'm talking about the grind, like the emotional grind that you're going through, whatever it is that's happening in your life right now, like that grind. I had a message from someone the other day, like really opening up, telling me about the challenges and the struggles they've had from job loss, the impact to their family, the impact that's had on them emotionally as a man, as his ability to provide. I mean, like that shit is so real. And that's not about, I came from a family and I helped grow a little business and now like I can speak around the world and you just gotta like have confidence and patience. Look, it's not about that. Like, I know those are qualities that I need to have. They're qualities that I have. They're qualities that we all need. But when you're in that grind, when you're in that place of emotional bankruptcy, there's no little slogan or little thing that you should do and that some guy online does and he's got lots of followers, so you just do what he does. It's about getting real with yourself, getting real with the people around you, and opening up about the stuff that you're going through. And so I share that from experience. Like, I know what it's like to grow up without a dad, to have a dad who is so locked in to addiction and mental health issues and mental health struggles and challenges. And I'm not saying that it was easy for him. In fact, I know that it was fucking hard for him to watch his two boys grow without his involvement, without his influence, without his interaction. I mean, I can't imagine, as a dad to two amazing girls, I can't imagine how hard that would have been. Like, gut-wrenchingly hard. I mean, probably drive you down even deeper. And so the impact that had on me was significant. I mean, it was significant. I mean, it affected me as a young boy. It affected me as a man. It affected me as my own value. It affected me as what I thought of myself. It affected me on how I saw myself in the world. It affected me with how attractive I thought I was. It affected me with how strong, how potent I could be on the field of battle in the game of sport. It affected me in my belief of what I could achieve and how high I could reach and what I could go and get. And so when I talk about the grind, like, I know what that grind is like. And so if there's anybody, if any of you are going through that right now, I'm telling you, I know what it's like. I know how hard it can be. I know how debilitating it can be. It can literally suck every ounce of juice, of strength, of power, of potency, of words of inspiration right out of you. And so if that's you, if you're in that place, I want this post to remind you that you're not alone, right? I've been there, and I'm talking from experience. I know what that's like. It is such an ominous thing. And then when people around me would say, just come on, just suck up, come on, you can do it, come on, and give me like a motivational reel to like play with, it was like, it made it even worse. It made it even worse because what it told me was that, well, I'm struggling. I'm having a hard time. I'm not really sure if I can do this. I don't really think very highly of myself. I don't think I'm lovable. I don't think I'm valuable. I don't think I have the assets to go out there in the world and do the things that I see other people doing, that in my heart I want to do, right? That's the hard thing, is in your heart, you got stuff you want to do. There's things you want to achieve. And when you don't believe in yourself, and when the grind is so heavy, when the emotional anchor is pulling you to the bottom of the ocean, like, it doesn't matter where you want to go, right? You just can't. I mean, I just couldn't go there. And so when someone would give me all of that positivity spiel, holy fuck, man, it would make it worse, because then it would remind me, like, oh yeah, look how much of a screw up I am. Look how difficult it is. Look, here's another reminder of something I'm never ever gonna have. And it just makes it worse. So if you're going through that grind, just know that you don't have to listen. You don't have to be summoned by that words of you can do it and all that other stuff. Like, I get it, that if you're in a place where you're just in lockdown, like it is hard, that it's okay to be there, right? It's okay to be there in this moment. It's just to acknowledge that you're having a tough time, that things aren't great, that things are rough, and then reach out. Have a conversation with somebody. Talk about how you're feeling, not because you want to get back on the road and you want to go make your dreams happen and you want to be this success story and you get, no, just because you want to share, man. just because you want to talk about how you feel. Talking about how you feel in of itself is a valuable, is a critical piece. It's a critical asset to have, to do over the course of your lifetime, not just in this moment. And so develop those skills now, and talk. Just talk about how you feel. And it could be like, man, I feel inadequate. I feel afraid. I feel scared. Whatever it is, just talk about it. Just let your feelings flow from within. Having someone listen is so powerful. When I started doing that, it was amazing. It started to shift and change who I was. I actually got to hear. I got to hear my words. And sometimes I would even talk and I'd be like, what did I just say? Like, what I said, I don't even really believe. But when it's on the inside, when I don't talk about it, it gets like stuck. It gets like all gummed up in there. And it manifests itself into beliefs, into behavior, into ways of being for me. And so talking, man, talking, get the word out, get to the source of the emotional burden, of the emotional struggle, of the emotional hardships. Because what I learned was that my dad's struggle in himself was so real, he couldn't be there for us. In fact, it was probably the most loving thing he could have done was to not be around my brother and I, as hard as it was for my brother and I. But the state that my dad was in, it was better for him not to be around my brother and I, because he didn't have the tools, he didn't have the faculties to show up to father us the way that we needed. It would have made things, I know this sounds weird, it would have made things worse if he had shown up and tried to fake it, because he was in such a vulnerable place for himself. And so maybe the people around you that aren't giving you the love, they're not giving you the support, you're not getting what you need. Again, maybe that's in your best interest. But I couldn't figure that out until I started to talk, until I started to get honest and real with myself. And start to have those conversations. But I had to talk. I had to get the words out. And so you got to do the same. We're all the same. We're humans. Just because I'm somewhere different on my path, just because I'm somewhere different on my journey, that guy or that girl that you watch on social, and they've got billions and zillions of followers, and they've got those words of inspiration, and they're on stages and doing all that stuff, they've already done this work. The reason they're there is because they've done this work. And yeah, they're giving you direction and advice of things you can do, and that stuff is valuable. But you got to talk first. You got to deal with the emotion. You got to get to your emotional well-being. Your emotional health has to be rock solid. It's got to be top of the game. And that starts with talking, getting those feelings out. Own them, acknowledge them, share them, use them. Whatever it is that you got to do, but get the conversation going. And I'm telling you from experience, from the gentleman I spoke about before, to the hundreds of other people that have messaged, have commented, have shared my post, that we've had these conversations, I say the same thing over and over again. And I'll continue to say it. We just got to open up the conversation. We just got to have the little chit chat. Chit chat might be 2 minutes, might be 2 hours, I don't know. But just get the feelings going. And that happens by coming through your words. Go have a conversation today. I want you to post this. I want you to share it. I want you to comment. I want to hear how this is helping you, because your words support me, support other people, reminds other people the value of this conversation. So go and do what you do in your life. Go out there and crush it. Do all of those things. But in the grind, in the emotional grind, in the hard times, have those conversations. Open up the dialogue. And like I said, I want to hear. So share this, comment, post. I love every single one of you. Every single one. I'm here if you need to talk. Reach out. DM me. I'm literally one button away. Have a phenomenal day. And remember that you are spectacular. You're amazing. And you're phenomenal. Booyah.